Welcome to today's session. The focus of today will take us on a journey of what it is like to be a builder. As teachers, we encourage students to use many hats throughout the journey. Therefore, for the purpose of this, may I ask that you imagine yourself with a builder's hard helmet on. Today's scenario requires us to support a building manager. Do you think you're brave to jump into a new role and build on your knowledge of maths in the workplace? What is construction? Well, construction is the skills and knowledge used by builders to create materialistic structures and develop new creations that support people living, working, and being social within the community. What are some of the qualified learning areas for construction that scaffolds one understanding before even taking on a task, such as being a builder? They can do a certificate for apprenticeship. They can do a certificate for builder and construction. They can apply for a permit if they want to go into business as a builder. And they can also engage in a diploma of building and construction. When considering practicality of the role, it would be advantageous for the right candidate to possess any of the following, though the right training will be offered accordingly. Theory provides the foundational principle of any role. What can you do just by looking at this list? What do you think? Fasten your hard helmets and journey with me as we support one another further of how mathematics works within this field. Builder relies on many mathematical tools to help support the ability to do a task. This list is not exhaustive, though it is just a snapshot of what knowledge may be required when you go for the role. Here are some further skills that you might find a builder may need. A builder would need to know, when using a floor plan to build a house, the data and knowledge of materials needed to help build the outside walls. For example, bricks, how many? What materials long term would be best suited for house structures? How much cement to water ratio is required to make concrete? Knowledge and understanding of numerals that are needed, which represent fractions or area qualities. For example, builders might represent, such as on this floor plan here, measurement in feet, and knowledge of where the parts are best suited so that it's convenient and practical for the homeowner. Okay. Applying mathematics in the workplace can present knowledge several different ways for authentic purpose. Let's find out what this builder did when he was using maths to build the house. We know that when using numbers to represent our understanding of measurement, we often may need to use approximations that will support our development to understand the bigger concepts. So, just get my pointer. For instance, we need to use things like approximations. So, estimating lengths and widths to the nearest whole number, and converting measurements of bricks from centimetres to millimetres and even to metres sometimes too. By estimating measurement as builders, we need to factor a few key areas of mathematics that may help us to get a clearer picture of how we find out succinct data that will prepare us to know how much to cater for. As we deal with bricks and resources in quantities, it's important for the builder to understand how decimal value can be used as a stepping stone to get exact data. As an inverse opportunity, we need to budget so that we have enough material to complete the task. No one wants an Eileen Tower after all. So when we're finding out how exact amounts, we would divide the amount of bricks by the amount of bricks that equal one stack. So we'd use division to do that. And because it's a decimal number, we'd round it to the nearest whole number. We also need to cater for things like broken bricks or bricks that are being dropped or chipped. So we need to cater for and budget for a 5% wastage. The following is how we would do the multiplication and the algorithm to get 11 stacks of bricks. We would also times the cost by the number of stacks of bricks that are needed to get how much we need to pay. Pythagoras' theorem within construction, demonstrated within the working out, looks at the process which provides the metacognition abilities that a builder would use. In a literacy context, builders would have to have a thorough understanding of how to navigate processes and procedures for doing a task. The C plan do check belief would show theoretically how it is done to support theoretical understanding of the role. They would then back their understanding up by using spirit levels to ensure measurements undertaken are level and square. Triangles are seen everywhere when building a house, so therefore builders would need to tap into their literacy understanding of words that symbolise letters on how to do the task. Words like hypotenuse or angles, or even theta, which is a symbol that means angles when implementing knowledge. Now it's time to put our teaching hats back on and consider how builders would connect to the curriculum in the modern day. Given on this slide are examples of how the skills and knowledge would be reflected within the curriculum. As I reflect on this unit, I have discussed and learned that building is the foundation to any other trade. It's closely linked to other areas such as carpentry, architecture, and engineering in a practical sense. As I travelled through this exploration, I found that Pythagoras was not an area of mathematics which I considered builders using, rather more for architects. Though after doing some research, I can understand more clearly that it is a good way for builders to check accuracy using that theory. I believe technology would help builders a lot more with the planning of building now, though technology isn't always considered as computers. It can be used as a term for things like spirit levels and measuring wheels inclusively. Mathematical knowledge for builders is important because of the knowledge it provides a scaffolding understanding of the job role. This concludes today's staff meeting. I will provide an opportunity for you to reflect on further when we meet again next fortnight. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to get in contact with me.